Welcome. This will be a little bit longish because we want to learn and to share how you can learn to unlock the mysteries of our inner self and discover the spiritual power asleep within you. So in this thought-provoking video, we'll explore the unseen forces that shape your reality and reveal the secrets to tapping into your inner strength. This comes from ancient wisdom, comes across to modern times, and the applications that we get so that we can uncover the hidden potentials that have been waiting to be unleashed. Whether you are seeking personal growth, spiritual awakening, or simply a deeper understanding of yourself, this video is your key to unlocking the spiritual power that's been hiding inside you all along. Let's look at the definitions of the soul, the spirit, and consciousness as our ancestors knew these things. These are all the names and the terms that apply to the soul: the Ba, the Se, the Eleda, Robo, Tumi, Sa, Ntu, Mwea, Ori, Serit. Also, the spirit now is the Chi, the Egun, the Nzambi, the Abosom, the Ziwa, the Bisimbi, Mzimu. All these are the terms. And then the terms for the consciousness are Ori, Maati, Unu, Ubuntu, Itumo, Tobohanga, Njia, Ukonda, Njembe, Okra. All of them have distinct aspects which overlap with each other in terms of how they operate. So we're going to look at the soul, spirit, consciousness interplay and look at the great ancient science mystery and the concept of the unknowable, nameless, and unrepresented supreme creator, as well as to look at the rare but provable ways to prove an awakening soul, spirit, and consciousness. Then we will have a summary. So the soul is considered to be asleep in your physical body. And also the soul is considered as the rider of a horse. So if the soul is asleep, the horse, which is your physical body, will take you anywhere where it will receive suggestions either by preachers, by teachers, or by its self-delusion. So you are not in control. And the soul we are talking about here is the ninefold soul. That includes all the components that we are showing here. We have demonstrated this in many of our videos. So whether the soul is fast asleep or is awake, it is a top target, a golden trophy for soulless entities and astral spirits that want to use its energy, because its pure energy comes from beyond the chasm. So these are the astral entities that are all over the shore and trapping and tricking the soul. And we are taught how, using wisdom that is hidden from common men, you can be able to know yourself. Only by this wisdom can you free yourself. So we are sharing those aspects. So let's look at the soul, spirit, consciousness interplay. It's very easy to understand because we have got the three concepts here: soul, spirit, and consciousness, which we know our ancestors knew about these things. And then we have got the African spirituality, which is generalized oral explanation. But when we go to Hamitic mysteries, we now have those technical aspects that are not really necessary, but that are important if you are to know them. So the soul is unique self. It is tied to your destiny. In other words, whether you end up in the ancestral realm or you end up in the spiritual realm of other entities that have stolen you already, or you end up into entropy, recycling and not going anywhere. These are deeper subjects that I'm dealing with here. So it's the composite of the Ba and the Ren. The Ren is the name, secret name, and your normal name. And then you have the spirit, which is the life force, which is the Chi, which is the Ka, plus ancestral presence that is enhanced by knowing your bloodline and your totems and the taboos that you should not hold. This is the vital energy, and becomes a transfigured Ak or Aku, an ancestor, a blessed ancestor. Now, and then the consciousness is that which mediates between this physical realm, which normally becomes the illusion and hides from us all the other realities, and the spiritual realm. So it is one that links you. So the consciousness is very important because it mediates between the physical realm and the spiritual realms, and it resides in the heart. and the bar. That's from arithmetic technicalities. So the soul is individuated, that came from beyond the chasm, with all the 9 components that we have shown. Perhaps there are more other components, but it has destiny and memory and immortality potential. This is what we had not emphasized in many of our lessons. Life cycle successes. And if you are successful in this life, then you become an aku, a righteous ancestor, or a god or a divinity, because you would have fulfilled unu or maati or isintu. If you have failed, then as we have already illustrated, entropic disaster, back to the waters of Nyunyu. Or if you have been captured, it will be a reincarnation cycle trap. And a third, potentially dissipation by a mutu or soul eater. A trapped soul is, or one that has sold its soul to the nefarious forces, is deliberately asleep and cannot achieve any other goal. So the spirit is an animating force, as a divine and ancestral and consciousness, as we already said. It bridges matter, which is your body, your central nervous system, your subconscious, your brain, your mind, and your soul, to your soul other components, enabling waking up or nehast with the purpose of transcendency, of going beyond. These great overlaps that we have discussed are all aspects of great ancient science mysteries, which we illustrate there and go into the physiology when we look at the subconscious aspects. But we know that the Hermetica says, as to the soul and the belief that it is immortal by nature, one, or may hope to attain to immortality. Now, may hope to attain to immortality. The Hermetica says that because it reflects a core theme in Afro science. Immortality is not automatic. You don't become an ancestor, a righteous ancestor, automatically. You work for that. But you have a potential to realize through spiritual awakening and alignment with the divine. Unu, isintu. So you should not become complacent about this, because you want to become a righteous ancestor in laws. And then we know that the gods will leave the earth, and we have described all that, and also teachings of that which is hostile to the nature of the soul. You have to avoid all that, because it will drive you away. Now, there is a dual nature of the soul, because the soul is often described as divine in origin, but entangled with the material world, while it carries out a spark from beyond the chasm. It becomes weighed down by bodily passions, ignorance, deceptions, and attachments to the physical realm. Therefore, the soul's immortality is framed as latent possibility rather than guaranteed state. Inherent divinity, yes, the soul originates from the divine realm, making its essence eternal. Yes, its essence eternal. Embodiment is a challenge. So when the incarnated soul comes into the body, the soul risks forgetting, remaining asleep across its lifetime on earth, and not awakening to its divine nature. It becomes enslaved to material desires, maybe for infinity, until it breaks that jinx and goes beyond. So this is why it says, as to the nature of the soul, it may hope to attain immortality and may fail to attain immortality by going through cycles if it becomes a lost soul. The phrase may hope to attain immortality underscores human agents, that immortality is not predetermined, but it depends on choices and what we pursue as wisdom, and rejecting materialism. The uncertainty of the journey is for not all souls will succeed, but billions will be mired in ignorance and risk spiritual dissolution or entropy. And at the end of the day, the possibility of transcendence escapes all such souls. What if you know and understand some of these aspects? Then you know and realize that if one converts to a religion or a spirituality where they are so, or where they are told to surrender or to submit to a way or to a doctrine or to a religion or to a spirituality, whereby their soul becomes subsumed by the gods or a god, it is those gods that are now beneficiaries by way of your energy, which is called alush energy. and the feeding of the demons. Now, when you look to religions like Christianity, that insist that one must be born again, you must now understand that they are teaching soul replacement theology. If you go to John 3 verse 5 to 8, it says, and Jesus said, truly, truly, I say to you, unless one is born of water and the Spirit, he cannot enter into the kingdom of God, Theos, Yahweh. But you are already born by water, by Spirit, because you are a divine spark that came from the waters of union. So he's reversing it now to say, you now must be born again. That which is born of the flesh is flesh, and that which is born of the Spirit is a spirit. Therefore, your divine spirit is you, and your flesh is still you. But he is saying, you must be born again by what? By receiving another spirit and another birth, subsuming and suppressing your soul. When you read Revelation 3:20, it says, behold, I stand at the door and I knock. If any man hears my voice, that is a voice from the other, not yours, not your soul, and open the door, in other words, opens yourself up, then he will come in to him and will sup, in other words, will eat, will have that ability to have your energy to him, and then you become one with him, atonement with him. And Jesus, we know, never lived. So this created entity now is stealing your soul. These are the dangers of being born again. So why does God want your heart? Because it is in your heart where the divine spark and the operational system of the soul occurs. Let's look at the concept of the unknowable and the nameless and the real creator. This clarification adds a critical dimension to this discussion, because the concept of the unknowable, nameless, and real creator, who is not a spirit, who is not a being, is our primary cosmology and cosmological understanding. It is an idea indeed which sets us apart from all the other systems and all the other global or earthwide traditions, and it supports our arguments of distinctiveness and exceptionalism on soul awakening systems. In African traditions, explicitly, we acknowledge a supreme, transcendent, animistic, quantum-like force field, which we call the waters of union, which is beyond statues, beyond temples, and no direct worship or dedication to this. No language, no name, nothing. Only ability to identify that. Now, how can then a piece of or a shard of this, that which came beyond these waters of union, the divine spark, be activated? This is the core lesson here. By practicing rare yet provable habits, after you have been able to prove that you are in the process of awakening your soul, your spirit, and the consciousness at the same time. And these are the possible approaches. These 10 ones are the possible approaches: dream work, energy sensing, synchronicity tracking, ancestral rituals, shadow work, music and ritual dances, divine dialogue, moral testing, astrological timing, and artistic expressions. These are ways anyone can use to test that they are now awakening. But these are the primary ones, because remember, we have said that the soul is riding a horse. So these are only identities. Okay, you have been able to identify the horse, you have been able to identify the soul now by all these systems. But we offer now something that is rooted in ancient mystery traditions and provable by modern neuroscience and observable phenomena, that will show you that all these processes now are actually activating your soul, your spirit, and your consciousness. These are all the tests. These, you see, these, if you go there, the Cass heartbeat test, the dream incubation for ancestral promptings, and we go on to the next one, which is the bar projection experiment. We also have the shadow integration rituals. We also have the divine spark voltage test. We have got the Neteru dialogue protocols. We've got the immortal gene activation systems and the principles and the proofs of all these systems. And these are the summaries of all that which we have to prove your awakening now. The systems that we have shown, the 10 ones, prove the awakening of these aspects: the soul, the spirit, and the consciousness. Biofeedback anomalies, ancestral dream validation, object retrieval system, synchronicity spikes, and the epigenetic reversals. So if you realize you have been a Christian and no, that was wrong, you have to reverse that. You've been a Muslim, you have to know how to reverse it totally out of your consciousness and the spirit. So you are riding a horse, and all the systems that we have shown will now show that, okay, you are now awake, you are not asleep as a horse rider. So your task is to engineer conditions where the car must awaken and maintain the momentum even beyond death. So you need training, you need courses, but before that you need proof. And the proof is actually in the anomalies that defy materialistic explanations. So you have to find a course that answers one question: what must awaken the car? But today you have got a winner, because at Marfado Fame Network we share that answer. For us to share it in a comprehensive manner, we invite you to send us an email on join@marfado.com or at lmtumizulu@marfado.org, or simply head over to our website marfado.org and enroll into our course, Bantu Foundations, because that course prepares you. It's almost a 2-year course. It will prepare you to study Afro-Ancient mysteries, which is a lifelong study. But with these proofs in place, you will be able to show and know that you are graduating and you are moving forward. You will never come to a point and say, oh, I've studied it and I've finished it. Or because the guarantees of your salvation of your soul with the proofs while alive are there, yes, and a test of the afterlife can be done today if you have mastered 1 or 2 of those Afro mysteries. These are offered to you for insight and training to master even the dying process and even more. So if you are interested, as we have already indicated, send us an email and let us walk this journey together. I want to thank you for enrolling into Bantu Foundations through Bantu University, for subscribing to Hamiti Brew Ethics YouTube channel, and also for supporting us in many ways that you have done. Those that have sent donations, those that have sent email, those that have commented, those that have liked our videos. I want to take this opportunity today to thank you so much for that. You must awaken your car. But on top of that, what must awaken the car, or what must awaken your spirit, and what must awaken your consciousness, and what must awaken your soul? The answer to that gives you the key to maintain the momentum even beyond death, of avoiding entropy, being swallowed up, being deceived, and being abused. Thank you very much. We have said a lot. Have a great time. Your manager Topi, please by LM Music Connecting Jakanja says, thank you. Have a great time.